right, so War 3, we've got a Wiccan, Rindraw, and Apocalypse Man. All right, so taking a look at Boss Island, Null Boss, you've got Fury, you've got Mole Man, and you've got Strife. Mephisto, you have S99 and Human Torch with Nova Flame. Maw, you have Human Torch with Nova Flame and S99. Gallon, Kitty Pryde, and Symbiote Supreme. Bishop, you've got Ghost and Kitty Pryde. Hyperion, S99, and Cosmic Ghost Rider. Terrax, CMM, and Anti-Venom. King Groot, you've got Hood, pretty much as your top option, but you can also use Immortal Abomination and really anyone. 1 through 3 on the way out, Cap Sam, you can use Gallon or Null. Path 1 there, Mangog, S99, Mr. Negative, plenty of options. And Apocalypse, you can use S99 or Omega Sentinel. Path 2 there, Guardian, you can get away with Herc, you can get away with Null. I mean, there are plenty of options there. And then Spot, I would go with Omega Sentinel or Fury and slap on an Odin Shock pre-fight. Path 3 there, Magneto, you have Null, you have S99, you have any of the Sick and Tired champs or Heal Block champion, since there's no armor up, so you could even use Omega Sentinel. And then for Nimrod, I would probably go with Nebula as the easiest option. I believe Null is kind of tricky for that. All right, 4 through 6 on the way out, Killmonger, you've got Kitty Pryde, you've got Doom, you've got Omega Red. On the way in, Thing, you could just use anyone really, like Overseer, who's Nullify immune, and just count the rock stacks, or you can use Falcon or Black Cat. Path 4 there, you could Fury the whole thing, you could CGR the whole thing. Path 5 there, Rintraw, you've got Human Torch with Nova Flame, Mr. Negative, and then for Nova, you've got Magneto or even Herc. And then Path 6 out here, Mordo, Human Torch with Nova, or Cosmic Ghost Rider works as well. And then Human Torch, Kitty Pryde, any of your Incinerate Immunes, Agent or Anti-Venom would work for Sick and Tired and Incinerate Immune. 7 through 9 on the way out, Aarkus, you've got Cosmic Ghost Rider, and you've got Claire. Bonus points if you can add Odin pre-fights. Path 7 here for Domino, you've got Warlock, you've got Nimrod, and then for Spam, you've got Fury, you've got Shang-Chi. Path 8 here, you could Cosmic Ghost Rider the whole thing as well, or use Claire for Annihilus and Omega Sentinel for Storm X. And then Path 9 out here, you can Ghost the whole thing, and then if that's not your option, you could use Ant-Man for Sasquatch and Shang-Chi for MODOK. And then Doom on the way in, you've got Ghost, and you have Magneto with Max Pacify. 1 through 3, Section 2 on the way in, you have a Quicksilver. You can use Null probably as your top option. Can also get away with Anti-Venom, but it has a bit of ramp up to prevent the evade. Kitty Pryde, Omega Sentinel, or Nimrod. Penny Parker, you can get away with Hulkling and just fighting during the shock phase. I'm sure you can get away with Ghost as well. Paths 1 through 3 on the way out, Man-Thing, just bring a Man-Thing counter. So Overseer, S99, Mr. Negative. Path 1 there, you can use Warlock for Immortal Hulk, or you could go with Null, someone who has too many debuffs and is sick and tired. Path 2, just bring a Poison Immune for Eye Bomb. So you have Nimrod, you have Warlock, you have CMM, and then Mole Man, White Magneto, Storm, Omega Red. Mojo here, no armor up, so S99, Mr. Negative, any of your usual Mojo counters. All right, 4 through 5 way out, Chavez, you've got Human Torch and you have Mr. Negative. You also have Kitty Pryde. path 6 there, Human Torch, Shang-Chi for Wong. Path 5 there, Hulkling, you have Claire. That's pretty close to one of your only options. With the bans, there isn't really any others, or like many other safe. Hood will probably do well as well. There's the other one. Fury, Omega Red, Storm, White Magneto, and then Korg there. Same thing. White Magneto, Storm, Omega Red. 739 on the way out. Cersei. That one, I think you can actually ghost her. But you can probably also wait out her glance and use Shang-Chi or use Jabari Panther. But I think both of those can be risky. So you can also Quake it if you wanted to. 7, Long Shot, Nova Flame Torch, Kitty Pryde, and then Kingpin. You have Omega Red and Archangel. And then Herc on path 8, Symbiote Supreme, Hood. Plenty of options there. And then 9, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Shang-Chi for Void, or Jabari Panther, and then Nimrod or Warlock for Weapon X. So you can also use Ghost for Void. So that does it for defense. Let's take a look at the attack phase. All right, so War 3 was against 4 Loki. Shout out to Vega, B McG, Clown, PWF, Cam, everyone that's over there that I know of or know. This war I'm taking in White Magneto, Claire, and Omega Sentinel. I have path 5 in section 1 and path 8 in section 2. No mini bosses this round. So this Hulkling again, going in here with Mystic boosts. We actually have half recoil on the bleed recoil. All of our fights will be taken with that mastery on. Thank goodness for Arena. So Mystic boosts, we're going to PS1 here. The game plan is to get to Special 2 in Plagued, which is Poison, drop the Special 2 with all the attempts at power draining Hulkling, which he's immune to. It's going to shoot us to Special 3 and very close to 20 charges. And then we're going to top off the charges if we can, bait out a special attack from Hulkling. Ebb and Flow knockdown will be down, and we'll have the Fury, and we drop the Special 3 with that Fury. The power backs will put us very close, if not at a Special 2, so we don't have to wait for buffs or anything. We can go right back into the cycle. What you just have to be mindful of is if he is still debuff immune, if you plan on parrying to get the Special 2 out. So here we are, Special 2, we're at Special 3, 15 charges, or 19. He throws that Special 1, I retaliate with a heavy from a distance to max out the charges, and then I drop the Special 3. Puts him down to almost 50%. He's going to heal up a little bit. We're already at Special 2. I can go ahead and go in and drop this Special 2, but he's debuff immune, so it would have been probably nicer a little bit for more charges to wait for that debuff immunity to fall, but I took my opening. So we're not anywhere near 20. We're halfway. So I decide to get a couple heavies in here. I have to get one more to get rid of the Ebb and Flow knockdown, but he is still debuff immune, so we're waiting that out. And now we're baiting out the Special 1 as well. So we're going to parry heavy after this Special 1, and then we're going to drop the Special 3. So not maxed on charges, not a big deal here. Special 3s, we're not going to get hit with recoil or anything, and I kind of expected 3 Special 3s to do the job. Bait out this special attack, find our opening for the Special 2. Again, debuff immunity was up. Didn't bother me too much. And then here, I lost track of the debuff timer, tried to parry, and obviously thought I was parrying. Took a few extra face shots where I didn't need to. With 15 charges in the Fury, decide this will finish it. And that was the end of that Hulkling fight. Now the next fight, I'm actually using White Magneto in War for this Fury. So I've taken this Fury with Apocalypse. And the game plan is kind of interesting. You want to play normal with a White Magneto pre-fight, which we have. You can just parry and knock him down the entire time while his LMD is alive. But once it dies, you need to have a Special 2 or Special 3 ready. And what I told myself, but actually did not execute, is that once we kill the LMD and he stops healing, we're going to drop whatever special we have when we get the opening, because Special 2 will have to create an opening. And use the power back boosts and that big hit to get most of real Nick down. And then use whatever we got from power back boosts to easily get the knockdown, to get the Fury, and then intercept from there to finish off, hopefully, the small percent that's left. So here, I was just fighting basic attacks, trying to reparry when he's at special 1. Did a lot of practice fights, and realized if he did just throw a heavy for the second hit, I could just back up and set myself up to reparry. Better at reparrying in the open field instead of with Furies back to the wall anyways. So that was pretty much the plan here. I believe we stop him from throwing a special 1 most of the time during LMD. And there we actually had the max 3 prowess from the heavy attack, and we pause him with this crit buff, or critical damage buff, cruelty buff. And that was hopefully the game plan. The game plan was that get this Fury, kill the LMD, and then drop this special 3. And what should have happened is, since I'm going to end up running out of time with this Fury, I needed him to throw the special 1. Because the parry that I do here and then the resulting combo is going to push him at special 2. And right here, now that he stopped healing, I should have thrown the special 3, but that obviously would have pushed him to special 3. So I should have baited out some power. Now we're in a pretty bad spot because he's got the protection up. He's going to be degenning down. So I'm trying to let him degen without pushing him to special 1 and without running out of room on the map. And because of the position we're in, we're now going to have to throw this special 3 with protection up. And why this is so bad is because the special 3 does not count as a knockdown for ebb and flow knockdown. So we're going to come out of it with his protection still up. It's kind of fine, but it just means that we're going to end up intercepting for a lot more of this fight than I would have liked. So we have a lot of health. That didn't push him to special 2. That's unfortunate. So now I have to find an intercept window here. Didn't work out. Fury knew it was coming. Cheeky AI. So at this point, I'm pissed. I put myself in this position, but I also know what I need to do. So we get some intercepts here. Can push to special 1. Now we got the knockdown and the Fury. I turtle up immediately just to get him to kind of come in. And so I can create distance to intercept while he has a special 1. Push him to special 2, which is good. He's about to get the protection back. So now we have an opening. And now here I need to push myself close to a special 1, as close as I can without giving him special 1. Intercept here to get that special 1 and drop it so that the protection comes down. And now I need to land an intercept here, and I get it right there. So made it harder on myself than I needed to. Yeah. We move on. Path 8. Annihilus here with Claire. To make this safer, Odin pre-fights would have helped. Not necessarily for this node, because it has the ability where your defensive ability accuracy is reduced by 10% per buff on you. So that would actually hurt. But you're going to see why they actually placed him here near the end, and it makes sense. So there is the immunity to nullify here. I think it's Mystic Ward, yeah. So if you're wondering why the rod isn't disappearing like I kind of was, it's because of that. But it's funny, I go all the way through this, and I never nullify the rod until I throw the special 2. And I have another fight that goes completely opposite. So good setup here. I'm trying to just bait out this special 2 now safely. Hopefully he throws it out before his rod comes back. He doesn't. So now we are just waiting for the special 2 to come out. He's going to randomly throw it into my block after I go here. So all that baiting for that. It's a good thing that I remembered about that failed ability accuracy. There it was kicking in and resulting in me getting pushed to special 3 from his unstoppable buffs. But it's not a big deal. This knocks him out. So ends up being a smooth and clean fight for Claire. Luckily it was heads up. Omega Sentinel here, we placed the heal block pre-fight. That's so that we don't have to worry about conduit. But Omega Sentinel can't have her abilities modified, ability accuracy modified. So glancing will just prevent a crit and not her abilities. So the goal is to just get a heal block on, maintain it the whole time. We could build more if I wanted to. But but with me wanting to bait out special 1s, that was not an option. We're going to give her a lot of power from pausing and not changing weapons. Built a special 2, which is pretty easy. Once we dex and have our armor up, so we are actually winning the rich get richer matchup, so we gain power here. Trying to bait out this special 1 before the heal block falls. Doesn't work out, not a big deal. She's going to stay where she's at, not take the plasma damage. And in baiting, we got really close to a special 2, so we just go in, place the heal block, and throw the special 2 right away. Does a lot. And now we're just going to make sure to pause these once, and she's going to melt away with plasma. So, really easy fight for Omega Sentinel. I really, really enjoy her. Last fight of this war is a Claire fight. We have a White Magneto pre-fight here for Aarkus. I go in with a PS1. Because of Mystic Ward, this should be a good idea. But as I said during Annihilus, I had another Claire fight that went the opposite way with Mystic Ward, and you'll see. So I wanted to get into Hellfire. You could throw a special 2 in Plague to kind of ramp up your Claire if you wanted to, but I didn't really need charges since we're not going to be actually nullifying. But as you see here, I nullified every buff, 2 buffs so far, and I'm really close to a special 3, and I actually nullify a buff there, but I'm sure the attack would have pushed me to special 3 as well. I even tried to throw the special, and it barely looked like I made it to special 3 before I threw that. Unfortunate. Now I got to bait out some specials and pray that the AI is friendly with special attacks leading up to my special 2. And here you're supposed to end with a medium so that debuff triggers technically the tenacity, and it does actually with this next combo. There's a timer with my Incinerate, but buff immunity didn't place, and there's not a call out for tenacity. So not really sure what happened there. Ends up eating a special 3. So I'm glad I threw that special 3 defense. I'm not sure would have done enough damage actually. And we're at special 2, and this time it places. And that timer was still up. So that was the end of my war. My battle group actually beat their battle group 4-3. So a good run for us. We actually ended up winning this war 9-7. We actually had it won at 9-5 with 1 fight left. So it's a pretty good war. We stand 30-0. Again, still just chilling and not really worrying about other people dying, but it's a pretty good accomplishment beating for Loki. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, give it a like, and I will catch you guys at the next war.